नमस्कार। आप सभी लोग घरों पर सकुशल होंगे, फिर अपने स्वास्थ्य का ध्यान रख रहे होंगे। सो स्टूडेंट्स, एज वी टॉक अबाउट द इन आवर प्रीवियस टॉपिक अबाउट द plastics, about types of plastics, leucoplast, chromoplast, chloroplast, their shapes and their subdivisions, as well as we also talk about the ultrastructures of the plastics, which can be always helpful for the photosynthesis processes, means especially about the stromal lamella, thygolides, granum, and the different outer structure of that one. So let's move the another most important part of the or the cell organelle of the cell, that is the mitochondria. As we all know, if we talk about the mitochondria, generally it is also a membrane bound cell organelles which are very essential for the aerobic respiration, because if you know that the aerobic respiration will take place in the mitochondria, means the glucose is break down into the mitochondria, or you can say TCA cycle can be broken done in the same one. Especially we can say the aerobic respiration will take place in the eukaryotic cells in the mitochondria. So that's why it is also known as the powerhouse of the cell, and there is a cellular energy is produced in the formation of the ATP. If we talk about the occurrence of this mitochondria in the cell, we generally know that the mitochondria is present in all living cells except the prokaryotic cell, or some there are very few certain specialized eukaryotic cells are also, we can say, where the anaerobic cells are found over there, or the mature of RBCs there is this mitochondria is absent over there, or we can say it is always revealed from the studies that the mitochondria is not easily visible unless very specially stained, means if we want to see under the microscope without staining, the mitochondria cannot be easily visible. If we talk about the shape and size, generally the mitochondria is special type of shape, we can say it can be vary from shape such as granular fibrils, spherical, oval, discoidal, so on, and the sizes of the mitochondria is, as we can say, 2 to 6 micron millimeter in length and 0.5 micron in diameter, so we can say, or sometimes the mitochondria is also a diameter of 0.2 to 1 micron millimeter over there. So especially the such structures of the mitochondria can be seen in different ways. Or if we talk about directly the structure of the mitochondria, as you can see in the diagram, right? So the main structure of this mitochondria, especially you all have learned about this one, this structure over there, right? So what about these structures? We can say generally this is a ultra structure seen over there. It is also membrane bound, or the double layer structure found over there, right? So means, as you can see, especially over there, the outer layer here and the inner layer also there, right? We can say outer and the inner. Okay, so we can say generally they have the out of which the outermost membrane is a smooth, forms a continuous boundary, and the inner membrane is semi-permeable to the some metabolic activities. It is infolded into the matrix and incomplete erythroid called cristae. Especially the inner membrane, you can just see, especially if you want to draw a structure. Suppose this is the outer membrane, then you can say there is an inner membrane like this one, right? And it can be always helpful for the formation of crystal-like structures. These are the crystal-like structures which we can see that they can be always helpful for the inner membrane of the mitochondria, and these crystals can be always helpful, especially this is the outermost, then these crystals can responsible for increasing the physiological active areas, means you can think, means due to the inner layer these parts of the crystal can be able to provide a large area for the different physiological activities, or different activities which can be done inside the mitochondria, or we can say the density of electricity is determine the intensity of the respiration. Means on the basis of this capacity, the intensity of the respiration is also depend over there. If we talk about the outer and the inner membrane divided into lumen into two aqueous compartments separately is found over there. The outer and the inner compartment are there. We can say the inner compartment is also called the matrix. Means generally here the inside it there is a matrix, and the which can form a inner core of the mitochondrial structure, and the matrix also possesses single circular DNA molecules and a few RNA molecules, ribosome, that is at least 70 substrates. And the components of the required for the synthesis of the protein, the mitochondria divided by the fusion, and the two membranes of the mitochondria have their own specific enzymes associated with the mitochondrial function. Means generally mitochondria has its own DNA, so due to fission it can be divided also, and it has also its own enzymes for their different mechanism or for their different functions over there. So we can say, especially in that particular conditions, especially in the mitochondrial conditions, we can say that it can be perform specific roles in the plant cells. If we can talk about the functions, mitochondria can provide the important intermediates for the synthesizing of several biochemicals like the pyrimidines and alkaloids. Evenly, the inner chamber matrix mitochondria has enzyme for the synthesis of the fatty acids, and it can help in the regulation of the cellular metabolism. It helps in the apoptosis, or you can say programmed cell death. Means it can be responsible for evenly we can say mitochondria is the second largest part of the cell organelles of any cell in the animal and the plant cell. Especially as we known that in 1970 the American biologist Len Margulies provided the evidences that some organelles which can be cell were own free living cells themselves, in which generally chloroplast and the we can say plastids as well as the this mitochondria have their own DNA. It was discovered by the scientist of over there. After that we have to talk about one another cell organelle that is known as ER, or the endoplasmic reticulum. Generally the endomembrane systems consisting of the nuclear envelope and endoplasmic reticulum, especially the Golgi complex, lysosome and vacuoles suspended in the cytoplasm, and these are considered together to endomembrane systems. Generally this is happened because their functions are coordinated with each other in spite of their in the cell, or each membranous organelle is distinct in the term and the structure and the functioning over there. If we talk about directly to the endoplasmic reticulum, means it is a endomembrane systems, means generally they are found in that particular conditions. So if we can talk directly about the endoplasmic reticulum, it can be complicated systems of the membranes, channels and the patent vesicles. It has a physical continuous with the outer membrane of the nuclear envelope. It can be revealed from the electron microscope, study the eukaryotic cells, and that there is a presence of the network and reticulum of tiny tubular structures, and we can say it can be scattered into the whole cytoplasm of these cells, or we can say endoplasmic reticulum known to be not to be absent in prokaryotic but in the present in the eukaryotic cells except germinal cells and the mature human RBC cells. Generally this is not found, or we can say in the germinal cells and the mature human RBC cells. This endoplasmic reticulum can be divided in the intracellular spaces into two main compartments, especially we can say luminal, that is ER compartment, or we can say extraluminal, that is cytoplasmic compartment. Means it has two types of compartments. One is in the inner side and one is the outer side. Inside the inside compartments are known as luminal compartment, and the outer side which are found into the cytoplasmic, they are known as the compartment of the outermost parts conditions over there, right? So especially these can be classified into two types depending on their membrane nature. Means how the endoplasmic reticulum has its membrane. If there are smoothie membrane, so they are known as the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. If they have the rough membrane, in that conditions we can say they are known as the rough endoplasmic reticulum. First of all, we have to talk about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Means generally these smooth endoplasmic reticulum, right? We know that they are smooth because they do not bear ribosomes on the form of the granules on their surfaces, and it can represent cells where they act as a major site for the synthesis of the lipid and also help in the synthesis of the steroid hormone in the animal cells. Means this smooth endoplasmic reticulum is helpful for the synthesizing of the lipid as well as the steroid hormones in the animal cells. On the other hand, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are found extensive and continuous with the outer membrane of the nucleus. Means these have the rough membrane because the bearing ribosomes on their attachment of their surfaces over there. So generally they can be always show the such type of structure over there, as you can see in the diagram over there. Especially if we can say this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum and this is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Means we can understand easily over there. As we have already talked about the ribosomes, means especially in the prokaryotic there is a 70s ribosomes, and the eukaryotic there are 80s ribosomes are present over there, where which have the subunits like we can say the 50s and the 30s. On the other hand, 60 and 40s in the eukaryotes are found over there. If we can directly talk about the functions of this endoplasmic reticulum over there, right? So we have to know that how this endoplasmic reticulum can helpful for the different mechanisms in the cells. Especially this endoplasmic reticulum can be always help to provide the support to the colloidal cytoplasmic matrix, and it can also help in the rapid and intracellular transport of the materials. And the endoplasmic membrane contains a variety of the enzymes for the various metabolic processes, especially for the enzymes like the ATPase and the phosphatase enzymes. If we can say the differences, other one, right? It can also help in the synthesis of the steroids and the phospholipids, as I have already told you, right? And they can also hold the ribosomes for the synthesizing of the secretory of the proteins over there. So, and if we talk about the differences between the ER and SCR, especially if we talk about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum can be not associated with the ribosomes, as I have told you on the surfaces, but rough endoplasmic they can be associated with the ribosomes and the nuclear membrane. And generally smooth endoplasmic reticulum main function to synthesize the lipid, but the rough endoplasmic reticulum can be placed very main function for the synthesizing of the protein. And the smooth endoplasmic reticulum can always helpful for the formation of the vesicles and the tubules, but on the other hand the rough endoplasmic reticulum can always help to form the cristae and the for the tubules. And the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is generally found in the periphery regions, but the rough endoplasmic reticulum is found deep inside the cytoplasm. So I think you all know about this one. Except this, there are some other parts of the cell we can say, especially that is ribosomes. Especially we know that these are the small sub-spherical granules organelles not bounded by any membrane, and ribosomes were they are generally first discovered or observed by George Palade in 1953. Then the dense particles under the electron microscope. Hence we can say they are also known as the Palade particles. Means ribosomes are also known as the Palade particles. Or we can say ribosomes are mainly composed of the ribonucleic nucleoprotein, especially RNA plus protein, and we can they are also known as protein factory of the cell over there. And we can say they are primarily involved in the synthesizing of the proteins and the polypeptide things. Evenly these studies in the prokaryotic ribosomes, that is 70s S type, and while the eukaryotic ribosomes, that is 80s S type. Means this S, we can say, what is this S? So many times the students can ask me that, sir, what about this S? You can just see over there. What about this S? Means generally this S can shows, means this S means is equal to, you can say, saved bugs unit. These are the different ribosomes saved bug units. Means these are units of the ribosomes, the smaller unit and the larger unit. If we talk about the this 50s means it is the large unit, it is a large saved bug unit, right? And on the other hand, this 30s means it is the, we can say that it is the small saved bug unit, right? So on the basis of, you can understand with the help of this one, right? So you can also know that this stands, this subunit stands for the sedimentin coefficient, or we can say measuring of the densities and the size over there, as I told you about the agent. Generally 17s S is in the found in the prokaryotes, and 80s S ribosomes are found into the eukaryotes over there. Large, or you can say these are the different units. If we talk about into the smaller and larger units in different organisms, if we talk about the 17 saved bug units ribosomes, in which there is a large unit subunit, that is 50s S, and small unit, that is 30s S. But on the other hand, if we talk about the 80s ribosomes, there is especially, you can say, the large subunit, that is 60s S, and the smaller subunit, that is 40s S, right? And they are completely greater than one. And if we talk about the RNA and protein ratios, means in the 17 S ribosome there is a RNA is 60 and protein is 40, means 60 to 40 ratio found over there. But in case of the 80s ribosome, there both are RNA protein are the 50% are over there. And generally the 17 S ribosomes, they are found in the bacteria, cyanobacteria and viruses. But on the other hand, this 80s ribosomes are found into the eukaryotes, algae, fungi, hair plants and the animals over there. So these can be always found over in such a conditions over there, right? So I think you are must known about these structures, especially these sub saved bug units over there. I think everybody will know about these structures and so on. Let's move to another cell organelles, that is known as the Golgi bodies or Golgi apparatus in the cell. Especially we can know this Golgi bodies apparatus first discovered by the Camillo Golgi 1898, when he was the observing about density stain regular structures present near the nucleus of the cell. Generally the structure was named as the Golgi bodies, right, after discovery. Generally the Golgi complex or the Golgi apparatus is major complex protoplasmic structure being made up of the many flattened structure or disc shaped or set, we can say crystini, that is approx 0.5 to 1 micromillimeter in diameters. If we talk about the occurrence of this Golgi apparatus, it can be occurred in all cells except prokaryotic. Especially Golgi apparatus is not found into the PPLO bacteria and cyanobacteria. Means generally this Golgi apparatus is absent or not present into the prokaryotic cells. Generally it can be found in some eukaryotic cells where it is also not found, right? Generally we can say especially in RBCs, sheep tubes in the plants, means RBC of the human blood cells as well as in the tube cells of the plants. If we can talk about the crystini of the Golgi apparatus, generally they are found the stalk parallel to each other. If you can see in the structures, right? You can just see in the structure. These are always parallel to each other. Stalks are present parallel to each other. Okay, so this can be with the help of such structures. They can be found over there. If you can see the structures in the this staining diagram also, right? Here you can see over there. So they are parallel to each other and they vary in number in cells, and we can say generally they are often curved like a shallow bowl or the Golgi complex density polarity. Generally you can see they can be shown to nucleus. Suppose nucleus is always lies over here, right? So they can be shown like this curved like structure over there, like this one. right? So due to this, they can be easily seen into the over there. Or if we talk about the their arrangement, generally near the nucleus with two different phases are found over there. There is two phases. One is called cis phase and second one is known as trans phase. Generally, cis phase is forming phase and trans phase is maturating phase. If we can talk about the cis phase, is a convex shaped that lies toward the cell membrane and responsible for the receiving the secretory materials. You all must know that suppose this is a cell, this is a nucleus and the form of a structure. So this structure is known as the cis form, right? Means if you see in the diagram, so especially in this structure over here, the outermost this structure is known as cis form. It can be always toward the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, because the cell membrane it can be responsible helpful for the receiving the secretory materials through the transitional vesicles which are peeled off from the SER. Means generally whenever smooth endoplasmic reticulum can able to just give off or give some secretion over there. So this Golgi apparatus cis species can be able to absorb that secretory materials. But on the other hand, right, the trans phase, this is a concave in shape which can be lies toward the nucleus. Means this is the trans phase, right? Means this can be always lies toward the nucleus, because I told you that nucleus is always here. So it can be always shows the structure it's towards the nucleus, right? So this can responsible for the releasing the material which can be being secreted by cis phase and modified into the cisternae. Means generally the different substance which can be absorbed, which can be secreted by the cis form, right, it can be transferred through the trans phase by the modified it with the help of its cisternae. Means all these parallel lines over there, they are in cisternae, right? If we can say that the cis and trans phase of the organelles are entirely different in origin, but they interconnected to each other. Generally they are originate anywhere else in the cell, but they are interconnected to each other. Evenly we can say the protein that are synthesized by the ribosome on the endoplasmic reticulum are first modified in cisternae and before the releasing from the trans phase. Means generally the total material of the protein which can be synthesized, which can be developed through the endoplasmic reticulum, it can be first of all modified into the cisternae, and after that it can be transported or transferred by the phase of the trans phase by the Golgi apparatus over there, right? And we can say the Golgi apparatus acts at the site where the metal we released is being packed in the formation of vesicles. Means generally in sometimes we can say this is the site of the cells, just acts like a post office. So sometimes this Golgi apparatus is also known as the post office of the cell, because it can be just get some materials and packed it properly and form of vesicles. It can be delivered to either intercellular targets and secreted to outside of the cells. Means evenly this can be always help to placed to secrete the different substances from one place to another place into the cell one, right? If we talk about the function of this Golgi apparatus, generally Golgi apparatus involves the formation of the lysosomes, right, vesicles, and the contains protein and the some other substances into the cells. Evenly it can be always helpful for the packaging of the materials in the cell, and it can also act as an important site of the formation of the glycoproteins and the glycolipids, and it help in the production of the complex carbohydrates and other than the glycogen and the starch over there. Evenly it can also help in the formation of the cell wall into the cell, right? Another organ that is known as lysosome. Means generally as you know that the lysosome is always synthesized with the help of the Golgi apparatus. Means we can say that there are also membrane bound vesicles that they can be capable to produce by the Golgi apparatus, and we can say they are rich in several hydrolytic enzymes, digestive enzymes. Means generally these lysosomes have the hydrolytic enzymes. We can say hydrolase, lipase, and protease and carbohydrates. Means all different types of the enzymes are found in the lysosomes. So we can say yes, these are optimally active on the acidic pH less than 7. Means generally these hydrolase, lipase, protease, carbohydrates, means these all are the hydrolytic enzymes, and they can be activated only in a medium that when the medium is acidic less than 7, or therefore we can say they are acidic hydrolysis enzymes, and they are capable to digesting the macromolecules from the various sources like the carbohydrate, lipid, and nucleic acid. Means all the different substances which can be transferred, which can be originated from the carbohydrate, lipid, and nucleus, they can be digested with the help of these enzymes over there. So especially these lysosomes can be plays a very important role in the cell. Evenly we can say that if we talk about their functions, especially these lysosomes can helpful for the digest the food components, especially intracellular digestion can be with the help of these lysosomes, and they can perform the extracellular digestion also, and they also the old and uh, useless organelles of the cells. Means they can capable to digest all those organelles which are useless, right, or old one, or generally they it can also help for functioning in the cell division. And this lysosome is also known as the suicide bag of the cells because presence of the hydrolytic enzyme, because sometimes whenever its wall is bursted, it can capable to digest itself also. Means its hydrolytic enzyme can digest itself also. Generally CD Dewey observed these rounded bodies in liver cells, that is called pericanalicular dense bodies, in 1949. So students, up to here we have completed these cell organelles, especially mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplazmic reticulum, ribosomes, and lysosomes. So you must read them properly and try to make your notes also. Thank you.